Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 41 of Red Dirt and Stardust, a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition science fantasy, western, and pirate campaign. So, where last we left off, the group managed to kill off Crumplehorn and his group of wolves, despite the fact Crumplehorn tried to flee. They took Crumplehorn's meat and the meat of his companions up to the top of the mountain, where they managed to communicate with the rock that had been flying down and bothering the village to take them up into the giant's castle. On the way up, the rock was struck by lightning, and they had to fight the living lightning bolt that, for some odd reason, was there. They landed to find themselves in the courtyard of the very large castle and found it was decorated with geese. They made their way inside after Lyla spotted that most of the giants seemed to have been dead in the dining room through one of the windows. They squeezed in to find themselves in a massive foyer with a dead cloud giant laying in the center of the room. And that is where we begin. So, you are now standing in the foyer of this place. I would also say at this point, there is some sort of chemical smell that is floating in from around where the dining room is. Presuming the dining room is still on your left-hand side, there seems to be a chemical smell coming in from that side that is very, very strong.
Is it a familiar chemical smell?
Roll me, I guess, a nature check.
All right, sure.
That's a 19.
You might recognize this. Your mother might have a vial of it and have opened it around you. She might have done experiments on it. This is definitely some sort of a bunch of chemicals and Hydra blood.
Right.
Hydra blood.
Oh, lovely. Well,
All right. Well, should we take a look in here, try to find somebody important, or do we want to look at whatever that smell is?
I
Interesting choice.
think we may have accomplished, or something about two birds, but geese. Anyway, the dining room's that way.
I say we go to the dining room first, see if we can't find something that can help in moving the castle.
All right.
Well, we should probably be on guard because, I mean, he had his throat slit. I don't think that was an accidental death.
Jed will, while they walk, ritual cast detect magic, just to have.
Of course, now
All
I'm
right.
Of course, now I have the song "Dumb Ways to Die" stuck in my head.
Love it.
So your detect magic picks up the castle itself. It has transmutation magic on it. It's strong, but it seems to be spread out across the whole castle, probably the thing that's making it fly. Surprisingly, there is not, as you walk into the dining room, there isn't really any magic in the dining room, with the exception of the fireplace, with evocation magic. Presumably, there was magic that would allow them to just turn fire on and off at will. However, there is a strong amount of transmutation and necromancy magic coming from the kitchen.
Yeah, there's definitely something funky going on in that kitchen.
I will say, as you head into the dining room, there are 12 giants here. Some of them are laying on the floor, some of them are slumped against the wall, some of them are sitting at the table.
Well,
They're all dead. There's
well,
blood everywhere.
sorry. Well, this is a great sign.
Have they been dead for long? Like, can I CSI this shit?
Sure, make me, I guess, an investigation check.
I'm gonna guidance myself on it.
Can I also do it?
Yeah.
If you don't mind. That is a 24.
Yeah, I got a 17.
All right. You can tell these were probably dead maybe 5 days.
Hmm.
The castle seems to be pretty cool, and you're unsure about how giant flesh rots. So they've probably been dead around maybe 5 days to a week.
Well, and I'm assuming the blood is dry.
It's congealed, definitely.
Yeah. So I
Um,
think because of his hemo proficiency or whatever, he'd be able to tell the rate of death based on the congealing of the blood.
probably, yeah. So yeah, this with the sheer amount of blood that is there and the way that it's congealed, you can presume that they've been dead about 5 days to a week.
Cool.
Oh, whoever or whatever did this, it was a while ago. So maybe they might have left.
At this point, almost hilarious timing. You hear something thrown in the kitchen. You also hear a rumbling voice in giant say something you can't quite understand, and the sound of pots scattering across the floor from the kitchen.
Well,
The
I will
universe.
also say,
check out what's in the kitchen.
the man at the head of the table, the giant at the head of the table, hanging from his belt loop is a very large, about 2 foot long, golden key that is
Um,
shaped like a goose.
so can I send gods? Can I send Chrysanthus to retrieve it?
Yeah, this key is pretty heavy. So I'm going to say that he probably can't take the dash action while he's flying with it.
That's fine.
But yeah, he can retrieve it. It's not that it's pretty easy to unhook it from the belt loop, but it seems to be left there despite the fact that all of these giants were effectively slaughtered.
Hmm.
Were they all of their throats slit, or
Some of them look
individuals?
like they've had their heads like bashed against the table. Some of them look like they've been smashed against the wall. Some of them do have their throat cut. Some of them look like they have a lot of stab wounds. Um, it looks like this was just whatever weapon was at hand. Your investigation check would probably turn up one of the giants actually has a giant fork in their neck.
Oof.
This doesn't look like premeditated anything. This looks like somebody got real mad. And nobody had weapons on them and could not defend themselves.
So I'm assuming that Chrysanthus has the key by now and has.
Yes, he's flying over with this 2 foot tall golden key.
Mhm.
And I grab it and I'm like, "Good Chrysanthus," and Adrien kisses the side of the head.
All right.
Well, so what should we do next? We have the key. I say, whatever caused this, we should avoid at all possible.
And what are we doing about the giant going crazy in the kitchen?
Like I said, we avoid it at all possible.
Yeah, you're right. Do we know what that key is to?
Uh, well, these are cloud giants. I'm assuming that whatever is controlling this castle would be at a higher location than the castle.
Sure.
Um,
What if we eavesdrop on that giant, though?
do you really want to get? Do you really want to get crushed by a giant pot? Do you really want that to be the way you die?
Invisibility.
Do we have invisibility? Does anyone
Some
here
of you
have
do.
invisibility?
Yes.
I mean, I think everyone has, because you're a Dhampir, you get invisibility for free as well.
Wait, I do?
Yeah.
Is
I
that
knew
one of the
about the
spells
spider
Dhampirs
climb.
get?
Dhampir get invisibility. Or no, wait, I get it from my feet. Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say. I don't
Not
remember
from
that
being
one.
a Dhampir.
I've got an item.
Oh yeah, one of your instruments does it, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Everybody's got invisibility
Except for me.
Adrien.
Yes, my Fahlukin.
Oh, well, I'll just... You know what I'll do? I will do what I can only do and spider climb up the wall and onto the ceiling.
Okay, it is about a 60-foot ceiling. This is a very lavish dining room.
Well,
so
you don't need to do that. I can cast invisibility on both of us, okay?
Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can only do the one. So
Yeah, I can do me for free.
Well, I only have third level slots, so I literally have to cast it at third level.
Oh, okay. Well, that's convenient.
Yeah.
go
All
Warlock.
right.
All right, if you're sneaking up on this kitchen,
Yeah, it's
make me stealth
invisibility.
checks with
No.
advantage because of the invisibility.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
I think
Finally.
Chauncey only gets a straight roll because of
I get a
the-
straight roll because my disadvantage is neutraled out.
So how would I do the advantage?
Just roll the d20 twice and take whichever number is higher and then add your bonuses.
22, baby.
Oh my
I've got a-
god.
22 also.
So I got 18.
Lyla.
16 with
Okay.
advantage and guidance.
Oh my god. All right. Let's actually, he's not going to be actively looking. Okay. So you all make your way to this kitchen. It is a short flight of stairs that are kind of hard to get down because they are made for giants.
Yeah.
As you all get to the bottom of the staircase, you see a giant who is throwing this cloud giant is throwing ingredients into a huge cauldron in the back of the kitchen. You see there are probably about 6 or 7 would appear to be goose carcasses that looked like they were dunked in both tar and acid. They're pocked, pitted. You can see bones sticking out. These things are clearly dead. There is one pristine one that is laying on the countertop in the middle of the kitchen that looks like it has had its neck broken. And the giant reaches back, grabs the goose carcass, and hurls it into the cauldron with a splash and begins stirring it violently while adding something to it, mumbling in giant that none of you can understand. As you get closer, Lyla, there is all kinds of things on the floor. There's cutlery on the floor, there are bowls on the floor, other things like that. You absent-mindedly move with your foot a fork, and it makes a scraping sound against the floor. And the giant whips up and looks around, staring off, admittedly at giant height, not looking downward. And he picks up the ladle and kind of holds it up and shouts something in giant, and then takes a deep breath and turns back and begins stirring the pot once again that is beginning to bubble over with this horrible black sort of acid that seems to steam, and it smells worse than before. That acidy hydra blood chemical smell is hitting your noses and it is burning your noses. This kitchen is becoming noxious.
So, do we try to do it? Do we just
Sorry,
And-
I can't hear what you're
Stage
saying.
whisper, please. I can't
Stage
hear you.
whisper. Jag, do your thing. Do the thing.
Which thing are we talking about?
You know how much you like going in other people's heads.
Okay, well, if I do that, both me and Adrien are going to lose our invisibility.
Oh. Well, some sacrifices we have to do.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I roll like Arcana or something to see if I can figure out what he's brewing up?
Oh,
You can try, but I'm not sure you're gonna get it.
okay. I've got a thought. While he's, do you do your roll? Do your roll.
That's an 18.
I mean, Hydra blood is a thing that's used in potions, and he's chucking a goose in there. Potion, maybe of some kind.
Okay.
You're not sure what it would do.
What's his like emotional state like? Like, is he like
Agitated,
frantic? Is he
frantic and agitated. This guy
okay?
looks like he is on a hair trigger.
oy.
So, uh, what we thinking, boys and girl?
Well, what I was thinking was I could disguise myself as one of them giants up there, go in there and scare the shit out of him, but I didn't have much else besides that.
You can make yourself that big?
Well, yeah, long as it's got 4 limbs.
Wait, what
Well,
spell
all
are you
right.
using?
No, that's not a. Oh, wait, can I? Oh, no, because it's a size larger.
No, it would make you large. It would not make you huge.
Hang
You'd be
on.
like a tiny giant. A
Oh,
little baby giant.
yeah, no, that one. Yeah, I can't do size. Yeah, right.
Mm-mm. I think you can like add like up to 2 feet to your height with disguise self, but it would have to be like alter self that would like, and I don't think alter self can change your size category either.
No, and not even my. I don't have disguise self, but I have changed shape. It's as a changeling.
Oh yeah, but I don't think
So,
you can change into a creature
okay.
that isn't medium.
Oh,
I
wait.
might have something that could scare it. Um,
Actually, I did forget. My tongues lasts an hour?
You
Has
can
it been an
probably
hour?
understand him.
And
It's
it's
tongue's
not
concentration.
concentration.
It's
No.
not concentration.
Oh,
What's he saying, Jed?
So yeah, you do hear it, of course, in the trademark style of you hear it almost like dubbed over, where you still hear the giant, but you hear the voice over top of it, and he's just, it's gotta work this time. I've been trying so hard. I've killed 6 of these damn things. As he's smashing the goose carcass back into the cauldron with the blunt end of the ladle.
Or they're like, is there evidence of other goose murder in here?
Yeah, there are 6 other goose
a
carcasses here that
bunch.
looks like they were dunked in tar and acid.
All right, he's apparently trying to brew something up by killing like a whole bunch of geese, and he's real desperate about it.
And by the way, these geese are like 10 feet tall. So they
Oh,
are definitively giant geese.
right.
so again, do do, do we stop him or
I mean, how? So wait, how long have these
oh,
people been dead for?
I've gotten bored. Can I just go down there and fey presence?
Sure, I guess.
I'm gonna fey presence, and I'm gonna go for a persuasion check and just say something like, "Now, what in the hell is going on down in here?"
Does it need to understand you?
Um, maybe I don't
I
know.
think for the Fey presence, no, but for
Definitely
like a persuasion check, maybe.
All right.
sure,
And
yeah.
Fey Presence is a what, charisma saving
It just
throw?
it makes it friend. Yeah, it's a wisdom save or it's a
Wisdom save. Okay, well, the bonus stays the same.
yeah.
Unfortunately for you, it seems his frantic demeanor scored him a natural 20 plus 7 to a wisdom saving throw, so a 27 as you appear below him, shining and radiant and beautiful as always. As he
Damn it,
looks
Lyla.
down at you, his eyes blazing with absolute rage as he roars, and he's going to go straight for you with the ladle.
Yep.
And that means he gets a single attack, and then it is Initiative City, baby.
Go for it.
Does a 26 hit you?
Feel like it might.
All right, and now I got to pull out all of my whats, my d8s.
Oh.
This might hurt. This might hurt.
Ooh. This was bad. This was real bad.
That's going to be 25 points of bludgeoning damage as he smashes you with the ladle.
Oh my Christ.
Oof.
Maybe should have blade warded before I went down there.
And he just roars, "Who else is here?" Of course,
No one.
Jed would understand that, but Lyla,
Yeah.
you would not.
Yeah. Honest.
So
I
that is
think
going
we
to
would
be
get the gist.
initiative.
There we go.
Oh wait, if we attack from invisibility, we get
Advantage.
Advantage, yeah.
okay. I got an 18 for my initiative.
I got a
18.
22.
I got a
22.
16.
And Jed?
Ooh, I got 19.
All right. Unfortunately, Adrien, you are not going before the giant. We start with Lyla with your 22.
Yeah.
With looks like Jed on deck, followed by Chauncey.
Let's well, yeah, sure. I think I guess I will go ahead and cast Blade Ward on myself here real quick.
Of course.
That seems like a wise idea. And then let's see. Everybody already has advantage, so I feel like I don't really need to use the bonus for a bardic on them, but maybe I can get a debuff in here with a bonus action. What have I got? Yeah, sure. I'll use the bardic on the giant for an unsettling words.
Okay.
And that'll give him a minus D6 on his next
Attack roll.
ability or save.
All right.
That'll be me.
All right. So next up, we have Jed, followed by Chauncey.
Okay. Can I like wait, what is my actor feat? Is that get the mimic voices? I forget. Let me look at it.
You had to have heard them talking for 1 minute, I believe.
I heard him talking for a bit.
Yes, you heard him talking for a bit.
Can I like just do an approximation of his voice, but I'm gonna beam it into his head with my telepathic speech, and I want to be like, "Why have you betrayed your kin?"
Give me a performance check with disadvantage, because I'm going to say you've heard him talk for a little bit, but you probably haven't heard him for fully 1 minute.
That's a 24.
Okay, so you managed to approximate his own voice. And he is going to... Is there anything that says like you need to make a specific check against it to figure out that it's fake, or...
Features and traits, feats, we're actor, I'm trying to pass you. No, it doesn't. So I would guess maybe just like investigation versus my deception or something, but
I would say, you know what? Yeah. So deception, and then unless you roll terribly.
nah, I got an unnatural 20.
Yeah, he rolled a 9,
Ah,
which gets him a 16. But no. So are you trying to make it You're just
I
okay.
just
You're just
wanna,
trying to
I just
scare
wanna,
him.
I just asked him like, why did you betray your kin? Trying to spook him, trying to see if he'll tell me what's up.
Um, he's just gonna respond, "Stay out of this!" Just roaring. Not quite knowing. It's unclear of how there he is up there.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
so speaking is a free action, so you still have your other shit.
yeah. I guess I will just quicken spell a firebolt at him. Because he hasn't taken any damage yet, right?
No, he has not.
Cool. So we'll do a firebolt, quicken spell. That's a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
I rolled shit on the damage, but that's gonna be 9 fire damage.
I mean, hey, it's something.
And then I will summon my shadow spawn.
Boom.
Cool. All right. So next,
And
oh,
my shadow spawn gets to go,
I
sir.
forgot about that. I forgot about that.
And I'm gonna it's a 90-foot summoning range, so I'll summon it right next to the guy.
Cool.
And gonna do an attack, which is gonna be a 26 to hit.
Awesome. That'll hit.
And then that's gonna be 13 cold damage.
Surprisingly, he's not resistant to that.
Cool. Did he look like he was resistant to the fire?
No.
Cool.
Did the amount of damage you thought it should.
And his movement speed is also reduced by 20 feet.
Cool.
And that's my turn.
All right. Chauncey.
I always want to like kind of like duck behind like a table leg or something. Like
I mean, this is a huge giant. There's plenty of room for me to swing at it without getting close to nasty McShadow spawn over there.
Right.
I'm just gonna run up to a different chunk of giant. I don't know, maybe the other flank. I'm gonna hit it with a hammer. It's hammer
Awesome.
time.
Roll to hit.
That's gonna be 27 to hit.
That'll hit.
We'll do my damage. Oh, one of my dice flew. Let me grab another d6. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. What do I add here? I think it's +5 on this one. So, where are you? Yep, 2d6, 2d6 +5. Okay, so 22 points of damage on the first hit.
Good Lord.
I'm out of invisibility, presumably.
Yes, you are.
Second hit is 18 to hit.
That'll hit. He's not wearing any armor.
Oh, worse damage on that one. That's only 15 points of damage.
Okay.
And then bonus action, Taily Pose flying into the room and darting his ass.
Uh-huh.
It's only an 11 to hit.
That will not hit as it goes sailing past as he's thrashing in pain as he's just had two things scratch his legs. And
I'll have Lovey May run into the room and go to whoever she can to stand next to the closest person to the outside.
all right. It is now the giant's turn with Adrien on deck. And the giant is going to turn and it's going to use the ladle and go and make 2 attacks against you, Chauncey. Oh, goodness. Okay. So let's see. The first one, God, math. Is going to be a 31.
Silvery. Nah, fuck it.
You're not going to silvery barbs that one?
That's a lot of bonuses. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, and then the next one is going to be 24 to hit.
That one I can't even shield.
think you
All
what,
right.
22 with shield.
I hit 23 with shield, but yeah.
All right. So let's do them individually just in case for some odd reason you go down. I doubt it, but we'll see. Oh, that was terrible. That was literally 3 ones.
Nice.
So that's going to be 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Woof.
And then 22 points of bludgeoning damage as he smashes you with this ladle. And
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm still above half health, baby. I'm fine.
as Lyla is sitting there with a black eye and a twisted shoulder after getting just molly-walloped by a ladle.
With a fucking ladle.
With a soup ladle. All right, Adrien, it is now your time to shine.
How far away is it from me?
I'm gonna say it's probably maybe from the door, maybe like 40 feet.
40 feet from me? Okay. I am going to cast Spirit of Death.
Oh. Remind me of what that does.
Let's see.
I'm
You
presuming
call
that one's from the
forth-
Book of Many Things.
You call forth the spirit that embodies death. The spirit manifests in an unoccupied space you can see within range and uses the Reaper Spirit stat block. The spirit disappears when it is reduced to 0 hit points. It is an ally. It can phase through objects and walls and people, and it has a multi-attack.
Jesus.
Cool. So I'm assuming that's your action.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm
And-
assuming you're going to attack with it.
As
Yes.
a action, probably.
So
Yes.
actually, it might not get multi-attack.
Why
Read
not?
the multi-attack thing because it's like half the level rounded down or something like that or whatever.
Spirit of Death is 4th level, so it gets to attack twice.
Oh, it does? Okay. I know it has like a percentile thing of like it's a certain percentage of the level you cast the spell
Yeah.
gives it certain attack
That's how
rolls. I
my
know.
shadow spawn works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think how your celestial worked last campaign when you summoned those. So yeah, it gets to make 2 attacks against the giant.
So is it like a it doesn't reaping it tells me like 1d8 plus for the reaping scythe, but it doesn't say anything for the multi-attack.
So you roll a d20 and you add your spell attack modifier with advantage.
Right, where's the spell attack modifier?
It's your intelligence bonus plus your proficiency bonus.
So
I
many
believe you all are at +3, so whatever your intelligence is, +3 plus the d20 roll.
What's your intelligence?
My intelligence is +4.
Okay, so you add 7 to whatever you roll on a d20, but you roll the d20 twice.
Yeah, because it has advantage. And then it has 2 attacks.
So that's 17 plus 4 plus the whatever.
So that'll hit.
Yeah. And then let's see. Spirit of Death. So I'm just trying to figure out what the
It should say in the attack. You should make it has like a scythe attack.
scythe attack. Sorry for the reaping. So there's the reaping scythe.
Uh-huh.
So the creature haunted by the haunt. 1d8 plus 3 plus the spell's level necrotic damage.
All right. Yep. So you'll roll that and I'll take that off the giant's health, and then you have another scythe attack to make because multi-attack.
So should I just do 2d8s?
You have to hit twice. So it's
Amazing.
1d8 for one attack, and then if you could miss with the other swipe, but
Okay. So 4 plus you can really 1d8, so plus 3, which is 7 plus the spell's level necrotic damage, which is
it would be +4.
plus 4. So 4 plus 3 plus 4. 9, 10, 11.
11. All right. And then you can make your second scythe attack, which just repeat the process over again. Roll with advantage, and then roll the d8 plus 3 plus 4.
So that's a 3 plus
Plus
the
7.
plus 7, so
That
10.
unfortunately does not hit. The giant moves its foot as this death spirit. Does it just look like a generic Grim Reaper?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Okay. As it swipes with its scythe, but the giant moved its foot and it missed. And I'm assuming, is that the end of your turn?
Um, yeah.
All right. Oh, you dealt some damage to it. Back up to the top with Lyla. You are now next around Chauncey and this death spirit that Adrien seems to have summoned.
Cool.
Trick you didn't know he could do before. You just watch this giant try and bash Chauncey into the ground with the ladle. What would you like to do? You are in melee range.
Yep. I'm good. Let's see. Well, my Bardic went out. I think we're probably gonna do that again, and then maybe we
Oh,
can.
because it was only on saving throws, wasn't it? The unsettling words. Okay.
Oh no. It's on. Yeah, it was on everything. Yeah, no, Bardic went out. Yeah.
Oh,
Either way, he used it up. Yeah.
okay.
Sorry, I was not sure what I wanted to do. Let's maybe. What did I have stored? Oh, yeah, let's go for that. Is it if I can get it? Yep. All right. So we'll go for another unsettling words. I will insult him in a language that he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Call his mother a whore. And then actually we're just gonna continue insulting the shit out of him with some more vicious mockery. So it's gonna get even worse. I'm gonna swear, like a lot of the word cunt is gonna happen.
Of course. You are in pain from having been beaten with a ladle. So what saving throw is it?
Yeah. So it is a wisdom saving throw, but he's gonna take a minus D6 on it.
Well, it's probably good with a minus d6. So that is. It only gets a 14.
Oh, thank you, God. Yes, that's a failure. All right, so he's gonna take 1d4 psychic damage, but and then a disadvantage on the next attack roll.
Okay, would it not be 2d4 because you are over
Yeah.
5th level?
Oh yeah, it is 2d4. Okay, yeah.
Okay, just making sure you're not cheating yourself out of damage.
Right, yeah. 3 damage and disadvantage on his next attack.
Now, is it just the next attack roll in general or the next attack roll against you?
Next attack roll.
Okay. All right. So now that we're done with Lyla, we're going to move to Jed with Chauncey on deck.
Cool. I'm guessing that Lyla is not looking great.
Probably not.
Is that true, Lyla?
I mean, I'm above half, but no, I'm not great. Not
Is
great.
Chauncey looking worse or is Lyla looking worse?
Chauncey's probably worse, honestly.
I mean, Chauncey above game has he's got 44 out of 77 hit points left, so he's above half.
Oh, yeah, you have way more hit points than I do.
Yeah,
And
Chauncey's a
also,
lot.
Lyla only took 1 beating with the ladle, whereas Chauncey took 2 hits with the ladle.
True.
All right. Well, real quick, I'll do a healing light on Lyla.
Okay.
I'll spend 3 of my dice.
34.
And you can recover 10 hit points.
Thank you.
Nice.
Some
Oh my
embers
God.
float around you and restore you like a phoenix. And
Rise like a phoenix.
then I'm a cast I'll just do a guiding bolt.
Cool. Hit him.
Boop. That is a 27 to hit.
That will hit.
And that's gonna be 28 radiant damage.
Oof. As you just blast him,
With
he
the fiery
absolutely
guiding bolt.
absolutely roars in pain as you strike him in the middle of the chest, the light splashing across him, and he begins to glow.
And I
Which-
want to once again speak into his head, and now this time I kind of want to do like a cacophony of screams, like the people he's been murdering, but it's all pretty much his voice. But I try to like pitch them up and down a little bit, and then like, and then there's
All
like
right.
all of them are screaming. They goes, why have you done this to us?
PTSD, the best damage.
All right, so we move on to, unless you, can you do something? Oh, you can't, because you used healing light. You can't use your,
Oh, my shadow
Shadow
spawn
Spawn.
gets to go.
oh, your shadow spawn does get to go. Okay, cool.
All
I guess your
right,
shadow
and
spawn gets that
he's gonna
advantage.
do another little claw swipe. And we'll see
Okay.
if he crits. Well, he didn't crit, but he got a 28 to hit.
That'll hit.
And then he's gonna deal 9 cold damage.
That's still something. All
And
right.
that's my turn.
All right. We go to Chauncey.
I'm gonna try to hit him with a hammer. That's a 26 to hit.
That'll hit. He is not that hard to hit. You are walloping him.
Oh, it's a bunch of 4s and 1 5. So let me.
Sounds like my dating life.
Mm.
22 points of damage on the first hit.
Ouchie wawa.
Second attack
Uh-huh.
is a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
That one is that's 17 base again, plus the 5 is another 22 points of damage.
Good Lord. He is not looking too hot as you
And
have
now-
just charred his leg with your fire.
And Lovey May is gonna run up to help protect Chauncey, since she can move into the room now. But with my bonus action, instead of having her attack, I'm gonna have Tailipo try to dart him again.
Cool.
Ooh, that's a 27 to hit.
That'll hit.
He's going to take a grand total of 4 force damage, the lowest possible roll.
Hey, it's something. It's something. All right. So we are now at the giant's turn.
Beautiful.
He is actually going to, if I can quickly flip over to the spell. Yep. He is going to mumble something as he sort of waves the ladle around, and a gust of wind surrounds you, Chauncey, as it tries to lift you into the air as he casts telekinesis. I'm going to need you to do. I have to make we have to make a contested ability check.
What ability are
So-
we contesting?
You're going to do strength. I'm going to do charisma because he's casting telekinesis on you.
I got a 17.
He rolled a natural 1. So
Love
you
it.
managed to stay put on the ground as the wind stops blowing around you, but the wind still whips around. He is going to continue concentrating on the spell. Actually, yes, he does need to concentrate on the spell, but that is the end of his turn, unfortunately. So now, Adrien, what you doing?
Um,
Is that the right network?
yes.
And then
Sorry, guys, 1 second. Are those? I'm pretty. My.
All right. Oh, I muted you. Sorry, Adrien.
Hey, okay. So I need to keep up concentration for the Reaper, right?
I guess so. Does it say concentration on the spell?
Yeah, concentration up to 1 hour.
Yes. Then you need to
Okay.
remain concentrating on it.
I'm going to instead dismiss it and cast chromatic orb.
You don't need to undo concentration for chromatic orb because chromatic orb isn't concentration. You can concentrate on a spell while casting another spell at the same time.
Perfect. That works for me.
So your Reaper is still up. You just can't do things like try and cast that spell again.
Motherfuck. Okay. 12.
Is that with the bonuses?
Oh, with the bonuses? I didn't know
Yes.
I had bonuses. So
Yeah, so your spell casting, so you'd add 7 because it's your proficiency plus your intelligence. So you'd add 7 to your d20 rolls when you're attacking.
So so add 7 to the roll.
Yes.
You
So you hit.
hit. You got a 19. If you rolled 12,
Yeah.
Well, it's 5. Okay, so it's 5. Well, it's 5 plus 7.
oh,
Oh, that's
Oh,
with your modifier
never
already.
mind. Okay. I thought you rolled 12 on the die.
No, I wish.
Unfortunately, you do miss as you conjure this sort of orb of some sort of energy. I don't know what element you were going to pick and hurl it towards the giant who bats it out of the air with his ladle, seeing it coming.
Okay.
But your spirit can still attack because your spirit is still up.
Yeah, now I get to do all that fun math again.
Yep.
So let's see. Spirit death, blah blah blah. So it was the incorporeal movement. No, there we go. So the 1d8 plus 3.
You have to
And
roll to hit first because that's an
Oh.
attack. So d20 plus 7. And I think it gets advantage because the creature's missing hit points.
Sorry, say that again.
It's just your Reaper was rolling with advantage before, so I was wondering if it was because the creature was missing hit points. And that's why it was getting advantage, because I know some creatures have that.
Oh, I have no idea. You guys were just saying advantage, so I was like, okay, that works for me. I don't know if it's hitting with I was horrible at math for a reason.
All right. Well, just roll a d20 and add 7, and then we'll see where we stand from there.
So that's gonna be a dirty 20.
That'll hit. So roll the d8 plus. I guess it was also 7.
was it? Yeah.
So 10.
For the damage. Yes. And then he gets multi-attack, so he can attack again.
So
Same process.
yep. 14.
That exactly hits.
Okay. And then D8 plus that is going to be 9 damage.
All right. All right. So after that, we are back up to the top with Lyla.
Ba-boom. All right. Well, I think, yeah, see, I really felt like I didn't want to chill touch it because I feel like his constitution is going to be fucking insane.
I will say it is. It's a giant.
Yeah, right. Like he's huge. Hello. Yeah. Let's try that. All right. We'll just like variate the same thing, only I will just cast a different spell this time. I'm gonna unsettling words him again, and then we will Tasha's hideous laughter.
Oh, interesting.
I was
So
just
what?
double checking to make sure it didn't have anything about like creature size, but no, it doesn't. It just has about intelligence.
All right. So what saving throw is it?
That is also a wisdom saving throw again with the minus D6.
It gets a dirty 20.
Okay, well, that's me. Do 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 do
All
do.
right. So as you've told it a joke, it stares at you for a moment
Yep.
and it does not burst out laughing.
None of my performances really seem to go over to be honest with you. So
Apparently
Maybe you
not.
should try a different profession.
I don't think I'm gonna do a bard again. Like
Next campaign, straight barbarian.
yeah, absolutely. 100%. It's gonna beat the shit out of things.
All right. So we are now at Jed.
Cool. I'm gonna firebolt it.
Awesome.
That's a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Crap damage again. That's 9 fire damage. And then I'm gonna quicken spell another firebolt. That's a 27 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that's 13 fire damage.
Oh, oh, he's hanging on by a thread.
And then my
He's-
shadow spawn's gonna go.
Yeah, of course.
If you hit, you're gonna kill him. I'm just gonna say that.
That's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, you left him on 1 hit point. 1 hit point. So, yep, he dies. He sinks to the ground. And in a last moment, you just hear, "But my creation," as he lands on the ground. And at this point,
Yeah, well,
the
you should
cauldron,
about that before you didn't laugh about that joke.
the vat begins to boil. It boils over, leaking this hot, disgusting liquid across the floor, and rising from the cauldron are 5 huge goose heads.
Oh no.
Oh, for
As the
heaven's
cauldron explodes, sending shrapnel hailing down everywhere, and stepping forward, somehow gleaming white, is a 5-headed giant goose as tall as the giant. We are still in initiative, baby.
God damn it.
Do we have
So-
to roll again?
No, you're
Oh.
keeping the same initiative, but I rolled a new initiative for the goose, which, since Jed just went, that means it's its turn now.
Very
And it
appropriate.
gets, let me see. It gets 5 attacks
Oh,
and
my-
a wing attack.
I think
So
I
it's going to be, who all is directly around the goose? Since the giant was at the cauldron.
I
So who
was
was next to the
like-
giant?
I was next to the giant. Lovey May was next to the giant. It doesn't have to necessarily go after Lyla. Hey, big ugly, come out with me.
I'm gonna roll a d4. Yep. Its eyes turn on you, Chauncey. So it's gonna do, gets 5 attacks. It's gonna do 3 attacks against you, 2 attacks against Lovey May, and a wing attack against Lovey May.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So let's see.
I'll give the first attack. Well, we'll see what happens. I might. Lovey May does have a reaction up still, and so do I.
Natural 20 plus 6.
The first one is a nat 20.
Yes.
Okay, I'll silvery barbs that.
Oh, I think I have.
That's gonna be a 21, not a crit.
I'm gonna cast shield so that doesn't hit me.
Cool. So that's 1 head down.
I will give Chauncey advantage.
All right, second head.
I think I have the perfect solution to this issue.
22. Does 22 hit?
Not with shield up, my AC is 23.
Cool. The second one, the third one gets a 23.
Silvery barbs.
Silvery barbs. It rolled one higher, so it still hits.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say,
Alright.
we may give that one disadvantage, but I guess that doesn't.
Doesn't
'Cause
that
she hasn't
use
done-
your reaction? Or does
It
it use
uses
hers?
her reaction.
Oh.
She gets one
Okay.
reaction to give disadvantage on an attack each turn. So I'm gonna give the last one disadvantage. So you can save
All
your
right.
Okay.
It only gets an 18. So
I don't-
none of those attacks hit, but now two of them in a
Oh.
wing attack against Lovey May.
Oh, I'm gonna lose
First
my.
one is a natural 1.
Oh wait, that doesn't hit.
Oh my god, second one is a natural 1.
Love
Wing
that.
attack. Does a 17 hit Lovey May?
Her AC is only 15, so that will hit her.
All right. Right, she's going to take 14 bludgeoning damage, and I need her to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. All right, strength. She's not horrible at it. Will you look who's that? She got a 13.
Not today, no, right now.
So Lovey May, unfortunately, is getting knocked prone.
Oh, cool.
That's
And that is the end of this horrible creature's turn.
Horrible abomination.
So, because we were at Jed and then we did the goose's turn. Now, Chauncey, it is your turn.
I'm gonna swing at it. 20. Okay.
Unnatural?
So, no, it's a natural 20. So that's gonna be do I need to divide out the bludgeoning or the fire damage at all?
No.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. That could have been better. 16 and then plus 40 points of damage on the crit.
40 points. Jesus. Okay. Whoops, not divide.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna swing with my extra attack.
Go ahead.
That's only gonna be a 17 to hit.
That hits.
That's 21 points of damage on the second hit.
Good Lord. All
And
right.
Lovey May is going to use her movement to get up from prone, and it's right up against us still, so she's going to kick it.
All right.
She's not going to kick it, because that way she can still use her reaction to shield. So I'm going to have Talipo dart from the sky.
All right.
That is 26 to hit. That's a 1 again, so it's 4 points of damage.
All right.
It's fine, guys. I didn't do that much.
All right. So that is the end of your turn, which means that we're going to go to Adrien.
All right, just to warn you guys, my thing keeps freezing. Like you guys keep freezing, so anywho, so I am going to cast Enemies Abound
On the goose.
Yes.
That's already fighting everyone.
But they do. They already do. Enemies do already abound.
Also, it's a singular creature, not the heads aren't going to attack each other. It's a singular creature with a singular mind.
All right, well there go. How does that work? They all have different brains.
Well, it is a single creature. So unfortunately, that's the way D&D cookie crumbles. So you can't enemies abound the heads to attack each other.
God, this
unfortunately,
game, despite its marketing, this game does not invite ingenuity.
No, it does not.
Surprisingly not.
All right, fuck it. I'm just gonna do lightning bolt.
Do it.
Cool. Dexterity saving throw.
15.
It gets a 19, so it's taking half damage.
Naturally.
Yeah.
29, so 29 half is God, calculator 29.
14.
Yeah.
All right. And then, of course, your death spirit is still up if your death spirit would like to make an attack against the goose.
Yep. That's gonna be 26.
That'll hit.
Sorry, ignore that roll. That's gonna be 8 damage. And then screw you. 9, so doesn't it fails.
That does not hit, unfortunately. And we are back up to the top with Lyla. You are standing next to this horrible goose thing.
Yay. Okay. What are we gonna do? Yes, that's the one. And then, yep. I had been thinking about using this with the giant, but I think we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna, yeah, we'll do that first. I'm gonna flourish an enlarge reduce on Chauncey
No.
because buff, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so Chauncey gets huge and shit with his giant hammer that grows in proportion to match his size. He only grows one size, so he's still not, I don't think he's as big as the giant who is,
No, he's only large.
yeah, he's large. So, and I think that's plus a D4 to your weapon attacks, if I remember correctly.
And damage, I want to say.
Yeah, yes, yeah. And then I'm gonna try to mind sliver the goose, whom I
All right.
won't have crazy high intent.
Can you mind sliver the goose? Did you quicken a spell or oh, you flourished with the card. Okay, that's why.
Flourish.
Gotcha.
I can only do that one time, but I can do it one time.
Very true. All right.
I'm no sorcerer point having ass. Fucking yeah, intelligence saving throw, please.
It has some intelligence.
Hoping it's not amazing.
Does a 16 save?
Fuck me.
Oh
It's
no.
right on the button. But you know what? Silvery barbs. There you go. Eat my ass. And we'll give the advantage to Chauncey again.
It rolled a 15, so it rolled higher.
Eat my whole ass. The whole thing.
All right.
All
So
right.
now we move on
Chauncey's big.
to
Mission accomplished.
yes, we move on to Jed, followed by Legoose.
All right. Well, I had a hunch there'd be something up, so I didn't use my fireball. So I'm going to use it now.
Cool. Dexterity save, I guess.
Dexterity save. DC 17.
Are you aiming it so it doesn't hit the rest of us?
I mean, it's
No,
got
I'm aiming it purposely to hit you.
yeah, right.
So it only got a 15, but it's using its legendary resistance.
Oh, well, I wish it wouldn't.
Zowie.
So it's gonna take, where's my fireball button? There it is. 40 half to 20 fire damage.
Oof.
And then who's looking bad?
I'm all right. I'm all
What
right.
about you, Chauncey?
I'm still at 44 out of 77.
All
I'm-
right.
Oh yeah, because you blocked all the attacks from
If
the
you want
goose.
to top me off, I won't complain.
Sure, I will give you 3 dice of my healing light.
Ooh. How much?
You can recover 10 hit points.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
I really
Uh,
feel like Healing Light should maybe be a better ability, but it's fine.
Oh, well.
It's bonus action healing that doesn't fuck with spells. So you have to be
Right.
And then my Shadow Spawn is gonna attack, and he's gonna do a claw thingy mabob, and that's gonna be a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
And then he's gonna deal, wow, 7 cold damage.
Ooh.
Get it, Shadow Spawn.
At least it slows it down by like 20 feet, right?
It does slow
Yeah,
it
it
down by
does.
20 feet.
Unfortunately, you did leave it on 1 hit point once again, and as its turn begins, you watch as some of its wounds heal, and one of its heads seems to shrivel and die before exploding as 2 more heads come out from it, and it
Oh my
takes a full
God.
turn with an extra head. It now has 6 attacks plus a wing attack.
Ow.
5.
So it's going to split once again. Actually, it's not going to split 3-3 to Chauncey and Lovey May. It's going to split 3-3 Chauncey and Lyla, and we'll see who gets the wing attack.
And then
So we'll
I'm
start
gonna
with Chauncey first because I'm sure they're going to all miss. That was a natural 1.
Ha.
That's a 4. That's a 17. So I don't think any of them hit.
I don't
No.
even need to shield.
No.
All right, Lyla.
Sorry.
It's going to be 16.
Yep.
That's going to be 20. Unnatural. And then a 13.
And yes.
So
Wait,
all
don't-
3 hit.
Yes, they do.
Well,
All
can I
right.
get a disadvantage on the last attack with Lovey May?
Sure.
Wait, am I wearing my armor? Where's my fucking armor?
All right. If with the disadvantage, it only gets a 13.
Yeah.
Does that still hit you?
Yeah, it still hits me.
All right. So that's 3 attacks. So that's
Oh my God.
3.
I think I'm going down. I'm gonna go down.
And it's going to be plus. Yeah, it's going to be plus 9. $22 points
Damn.
of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, there we go.
And I'm going to roll a d4. 1, 2, Chauncey. 3, 4, Lyla. Lyla, you're getting the wing attack.
Penis, Wrinkle Town.
13. Does a 13 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Your armor class is 13?
Yes.
You guys are squishies.
Oh,
Wait, what is mine?
Yeah,
going to be 11
Mine's
points of
14.
Mine's 11.
Yeah,
There's
what
going to
the
be
fuck are you
11
talking
points of
to?
bludgeoning
Well, I
damage.
have the shield spell.
I don't. So.
So 11 points of bludgeoning damage to Lyla, and I'm going to need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, are you now? Okay, well, let me just do that real quick then. Oh, I actually got a 16. Does that help? Is that helpful?
Yes, that actually does save as the wing comes down and smashes into you. You manage to keep your balance as it tries to knock you off balance. Its horns, its head's honking cacophonously. And that is going to be the end of its turn, which means, Chauncey, it is now your turn. You will probably kill it.
Lyla, you have to make your concentration checks on getting hit for enlarge reduce.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. How many of these fucking things do I have to make? Did I get hit 3 times?
4 times. So
Oh.
because the damage was so low, it's 10 or half the damage. So you just need to roll a 10 with your constitution modifier 4 times.
Okay. No, you're a bitch. Okay, that's an 11. And then that's an 8. So
Enlarge Reduce goes down, and Chauncey shrinks back to normal size. Unfortunately, you do not get the D4 attack and damage bonus.
I do get advantage off of the silvery barbs, though.
there
Yes,
you
you
go.
do.
First swing is 27 to hit.
Roll the damage. I just need to see if you do actually manage to kill it. You probably will, but I need to know.
That's 18 points of damage on the first hit.
Yeah, it's dead. You smash it directly in the chest, crushing its rib cage as it sinks to the ground. Its head's and it is dead. You are now out of initiative. There's no more surprises, I promise, I swear. You are now left alone in the empty kitchen with the corpses of several geese, a giant, and a giant six-headed goose.
I'm gonna go to Lyla, and out of my bag of holding, I'm gonna pull out some bandages and cast Cure Wounds on her.
Okay, go for it. Can
You're
we
gonna regain 11 hit points.
cool. Can we short rest real quick? Like, is that cool?
I can't imagine there's that much more deadly geese in this castle.
I think I need me a little siesta, a little rest.
Are
Perhaps
you all going to rest in the kitchen?
maybe not the room covered in this.
I mean, there's a fire, so
I went down to 11 total hit points. Like, so
Ooh.
I'm at full hit points, but I'm down a number of spell slots.
do we want to? And honestly, it's I mean, well, it's between the kitchen here and the room with all the dead bodies upstairs. I'm not going any farther than that.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, Chauncey, you probably want to dissect this giant goose for some reason or another.
I mean, a thought occurred to me. How did he get it to work?
God.
It seemed like some kind of ritual.
That explains the Hydra blood, at least.
You don't want to like pluck out a few Hydra goose eyeballs or something.
Chauncey's like, he already has giant tongs in his hand that he got from somewhere, and he's like, I am offended by that assumption.
He says, aiming the
I'm sure.
the tongs directly towards an eyeball.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Chauncey made like a toy version of this thing.
Oh, he does it with all the boss fights.
Exactly.
So what ones have you added now?
I think in character, the last one we left talking off was probably the what? Ugh. We've been busy. I haven't had time to make toys as much lately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna harvest a few little things from the goose hydra before we move away.
Cool. Give me a medicine or survival check.
I'll do medicine. And we're gonna have Lovey May as my assistant this time for a help action.
Cool.
Ooh, okay. 19 plus 2 plus 2 is a 23.
Awesome. What do you want to harvest?
I'm just gonna take I don't know. And a few I mean, I don't know if Hydra eyeball or goose Hydra eyeballs or anything, but now that he said it, it's in my brain. So I'm gonna get some of those. And I'm just gonna like, I don't know, maybe bisect a section of the neck by the joint and just study the neck.
Listen, you could make a great duvet with all those feathers.
I'm sure you could.
If we wanted to spend the time plucking an enormous goose.
What, do you have better things to do?
This goose is like 20 feet tall. It was as tall as the giant.
Right.
You really should probably figure out how to move the castle.
Yeah.
Above
As
game.
Adrien is still holding the key.
Sorry. Above game, anybody else wants to spend hit die, you can regain an extra d6 with a Song of Rest.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes. That bard feature.
An extra d6. I'll spend 2d8 in that free d6.
Boom. There we go. I'm back up to like basically full.
All right.
And I got 2 spell slots back.
I am 4 points off of full. So
Hmm.
not too bad.
And then I think the other two of you didn't get hit at all.
Nope.
Yeah.
All right.
I've
So I'm
gotten-
going to say that, yeah, you've had a nice, lovely short rest. So whatever comes back on short rests comes back to you.
Cool.
So now that you have fiddled with the goose corpse,
Nope.
hopefully to your satisfaction, what do you all want to do?
So I think we should. I don't know. What do you guys think this key would go?
Well, to be honest, when I first saw it, I thought maybe a treasury of some sort. I wasn't really thinking a mechanism that might move the building.
I don't.
Although that's just what I thought when I saw it.
Presumably, if this bastard was the one who did it, and he's the last one here, we should have free run of the place to find whatever we want.
Okay. So should we just walk around? All right. Well,
Got any better ideas? So
we better get started. It is a very large castle.
oh Lord.
All right. It seems
Lyla,
there.
Lyla, I hope you're not wearing heels.
Actually, no, she's now got the trickster boots on, so
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, the
So
funny
she has
thing is
a
that-
pair
sorry,
of purple leather cowboy boots on.
naturally.
kind of hurt a little bit.
I feel like Lyla is just progressively becoming more audacious.
Possibly.
Anywho, but the funny thing is that Adrien is wearing boots, so he technically is wearing heels.
True.
Well,
So it
hope
seems
you're-
this kitchen is a dead end. There is no further to go. However, you believe upstairs there may have been a door leading out to somewhere beyond, aside from the foyer in the dining room.
I knew it. I knew it was going to be at the top.
that way then.
I'm gonna wall crawl so I don't have to deal with climbing all those stairs.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
Yep. So you all walk up the wall into the dining room, and sure enough, at the back, to the left of the fireplace, is a sort of glass door that leads on to a promenade.
All right, time to stick this in. And I'm imagining the keyhole would be like really high up.
Yes, unfortunately, the key does not fit into said keyhole. You jam it in, and it does not fit.
Hmm.
It is not the right key.
and I don't have knock.
Are any of you proficient in key lock? What's the word I'm looking for?
Lock picking?
Lock picking.
I mean,
I could give it a go, but it's a real big
I
lot.
was gonna say, yeah, same. I've built more than enough locks in my day, but that's a very large lock to pick.
I will also say the door is made of glass.
Oh,
I'm
can we
gonna
just-
hit it with my hammer.
yeah, literally.
Yeah, just you bust out one of the panels in the lower half. It is a bit of a climb. It's about probably a sort of 2-foot area of the door that is not window, just because of how large this door is. But you all can manage to climb over out onto this very windy promenade, at the end of which is a octagonal gazebo that seems to made of the same marble that the rest of the palace is made out of, that overlooks the vast swirling storm of clouds, and that's all that's out here.
Cool.
Into the house to try to find some. We didn't go upstairs. We only went through the.
To the other way.
The other way.
Yep, you make your way back out to the foyer. There is a door directly across. There's, of course, the front door. There's a door directly across from the door to the dining room. And then there are the stairs that lead upstairs to somewhere.
Perhaps
Door number 2?
door number 2. Sure. Process of elimination.
So you just
Can I try the key with this one?
the door is actually open
Oh, okay.
as you walk through. It is a very large ballroom. The floor is nice and shiny. The windows are wide open. As you can see, the clouds swirling around. There are more paintings of these giants holding geese with geese. There's also just paintings of the geese. And there are some more goose statues, but it is a wide open and empty ballroom with no other exit.
Upstairs.
So that way.
I would like to hold you now.
All right. So you, oh goodness, my itty bitty little map. So yep, you climb up.
We're really
That's what it
putting our
is. So you climb up the stairs. Yes, you are getting your steps in as you slowly manage to climb your stairs up to the landing. There is a door that is straight ahead. There is a door off to your right and a door off to your left.
Let's
all
go
of which
left.
seems to be unlocked and opened, slightly ajar.
All right, I say we go left first.
Eh,
Or you know what? Two of us could go to the left, two of us to the right.
sure.
All right, who's going left? Who's going right?
I'll go left.
I'll go right.
Is the dynamic duo splitting up? Jed and Chauncey?
Sure.
All right, who's going left? Who's going right?
I'll go which way. I was waiting for everyone else to say which way they were going, and I was just going to pick the last option. It's fine.
Adrien's going left, Lila's going right.
I'll go with Lyla.
I'll go. Fine. Two wall crawlers in the same room. Maybe we should have done that different. It's fine.
I'm fine with my choices.
All right. So those of you that are going to the left, you all enter this very small and cozy room with an armchair and a fireplace and a table and a small bookshelf with some books on it that seem to be novels of some sort. Sitting on the table is a very large sort of smoking pipe. And there is actually a fire going in the fireplace. There's also an ornate rug on the floor and a very nice, lovely stained glass window depicting a family of cloud giants looking up heroically as a cloud that shapes like a castle passes by. It seems to be a small lounge or reading nook.
My type of people.
Yeah. I mean, those are some very large texts. I wonder how long it would take to read one.
Probably a good amount of days. Probably like a week or two.
I mean, if the words, then again, we would have to speak giant to read them, which that would add months of actually learning a language, but
Well, you never know. These giants may be collectors. We have plenty of books that we don't even know, that we can't even read ourselves back at my place.
then why do you collect them if you can't read them?
Well, there's always translators.
Oh,
It's
fair.
just a matter of having the original text, you know?
So is it just a reading nook then? Can I investigate? Do something?
Yeah, you can investigate. You're a wall crawler, so you can crawl over the place.
That is going to be an 18 for me.
I got a nat 20 with my modifier. It's a 28.
All right. With your nat 20, both of you notice the pipe on the table. It looks too shiny. It looks too new. There's something up with it. As you
So
approach it, you see on the mouthpiece there are some runes that have been carved in giant. It's probably magical.
would you like to take a stroll up there?
Yeah, I suppose that would probably be. There's something off with that pipe that I'd really like to take a look at.
I know, right? The ruins themselves.
I'm gonna start adjusting my glasses to get ready to ritual cast Identify on the pipe.
All right. So as you climb up onto the table's probably maybe like 10 feet off the ground, but it's one of those tables that's kind of a little bit spindly, so you have to climb up onto the sofa, the chair, and climb on over. As you cast Identify, this is a pipe of smoke monsters.
Ooh.
And as you reach out and touch it, it glows and shimmers as it shrinks down to a manageable, more human size before falling off the stand and clattering to the ground.
Well, that's convenient.
It's a pipe of smoke monsters. What does a pipe of smoke monsters do?
We had one in the last campaign. It just makes you can puff. Yeah, it
okay.
clouds of smoke shaped like monsters.
Yeah. Well, it's I think we should. I think Lyla would enjoy that one. It's a party trick. It's
Honestly, I could see her. It would be a very entertaining image to see her with a smoke pipe. Very fitting in a weird way.
So now we're going to move over to those who went to the right. You open the door. This is definitely a library.
I'm gonna have cast comprehend languages as we were walking.
Cool.
There we go.
These seem to be texts on old runes and magic, mostly theorems. You do see there is a stand, and open on this stand is a very large book, probably about 5 feet tall, illustrated beautifully. It seems to be a spell book. You can glance from afar and see it. It definitely has spell formula in it. It seems to be a spell book. There is also 2 chairs and a fireplace, as well as a sort of stained glass window of a giant holding a staff aloft, the tip of which is glowing as if it were a sort of magical staff, and he's surrounded by swirling clouds.
Well, all right.
Cool.
A lot of magic books in here, Lyla.
You don't need to understand giant to
Yeah, I think the giant painting of the big giant wizard guy was
sort of a give
a little on the nose. All right, well, should we make some sort of checks here, some investigations or arcanas or something to see if there's a device to control the castle here?
Oh God. Can I intimidate the book?
Yeah, right.
yeah. Why did the 2 people with intelligence pair off?
Can I lie to the books?
Unfortunately, no. They are not living books. They do not tell you their secrets. You must read them for yourself.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool. Investigation check.
Yeah, you can investigate.
But sure, let's investigate. Oh yes. Oh yeah, that's what we like to see. I rolled a 2.
No.
All right. Well, I got an unnatural 20.
Okay. So while Lyla, you are still confuzzled by the sort of size of this room.
You like hold up a book and it's like the giant practices of toiletry and self-care. Like,
these are like 5-foot books.
yeah,
so she's
that's
like
it,
going like
Lyla.
this
You
with
got
them.
it.
I'm going to say with some help from Lyla, you managed to get on top of one of the chairs and get over to the actual book stand itself. It is open to a very specific page. It looks like it was finished very recently. The ink is very bright and very fresh, and it is for a spell called Flock of Familiars.
What's it say?
It's a spell scroll for a spell called Flock of Familiars.
So yeah, it is a spell that allows you to, for an hour, summon multiple familiars. I do believe, if I remember the spell correctly, because I can't really look it up at the moment, they do have to be the same creature. You can't summon like 8 different creatures. It only gives you 3, and if you already have a familiar, it counts that as one of the familiars as part of the flock, so it'll remove 1. But yeah, if you flip the pages, there are other spells in this book. There is Galder's Speedy Courier, Whirlwind, Fog Cloud, Gust of Wind, Skywrite, which is a ritual, and Control Winds.
Okay, I'm typing. What? I got Galder's Speedy Courier.
Sorry, Whirlwind,
Okay,
Fog Cloud,
okay,
Gust of Wind.
okay.
I'm assuming you already put down Flock of Familiars.
Yeah,
Okay. Skywrite, which is a ritual,
cool.
just for no particular reason whatsoever.
Yeah, not
And
at all.
Control Winds. By the way, these are all wizard spells.
Cool.
Hint,
Right.
hint.
Well,
Yes, very
Jed
much
is going
hint.
to sneak away the one ritual spell and stash that in his pack. And then
Just ripping this 5-foot page out of the book.
He's got a bag of holding, so if he
Oh.
rips it up.
Roll.
Just stuff it in
Um,
there.
But I mean, if it's a fucking like 5-foot book, then I'm probably just gonna have to just rip out all of the scrolls. And
Honestly, yeah.
I think Adrien might be able to make better use of these than we can.
So I will say, well, I think you can copy them into your spell book. Whirlwind and Control Winds are too high for you to cast. So I think you can spend the time to put them in your spell book, but you cannot cast them until you get a spell slot that you can cast them with. I believe. I may have to check the rules. But you can keep them until you can copy them if that's not the case. If it is the case, you'll just have them in your spell book. You just won't be able to use them.
Are multiple people like? Am I able to copy Skywrite and Adrien get Skywrite, or is it like one person per scroll gets to write it down?
Technically it's one person per scroll, but I find that to be absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
Because it's weird. In D&D, it's quasi, it's like a semi-Vancian casting system, which means there's something about reading spell. That's why you have to prepare your spells at the beginning of the day. It's also a fire and forget. That's how the spell slots work. You kind of forget how to cast a spell once you cast it. That's how Vancian systems work. So technically, when you make a new scroll, unless you are copying it out of a spell book, which I mean, technically you are, so it wouldn't really matter. But unless you are copying it out of a spell book, you are just sucking all of the magic out of the old scroll and putting it into the new scroll, which would destroy the old scroll. However, I find that stupid because that just makes things complicated for archiving, preserving, all of that stuff.
Cool.
So I'm not going to rule that it destroys the spell scroll. However,
Okay.
you did just rip them out of a spell book. So
Well, I was careful. I can't care. This book is fucking huge. It's almost as tall as I am. Like, so yeah, did we find anything pertaining to the control of the castle?
actually roll me a percentage check. A percentile
Okay.
check. Just percentile.
All right, D100. That's a 74.
All right. I'm going to count that as good. You notice one of the spines of a book. It is building castles. And it has some like architectural symbols on it. As you pull it out, It shows on the cover a floating castle, swirling with clouds. With that investigation check with the 20, there you find typically giant castles work in one of two ways. Cloud giant castles, I should say. Either there is an object that counts as the steering wheel. Typically, this is something like a sextant or a globe or an astrolabe or a sundial or something of that nature. And that is rooted to the spot. You cannot change where that is. It is rooted in whatever room you put it in. So typically they put it in an important place like the throne room, if it has a throne room, or a bedroom, particularly like a primary bedroom or a master bedroom, just so that the giant could have ease of access to it. Or it is based on a circlet or a crown that the giant wears. If it is a circlet, you all are cooked. Only giants can use them. But if it's a steering object, such as the sextant globe, whatever, anybody can use it. But if they are not a giant, it requires spell slots to fuel it.
Okay.
So you have to hope and pray that this is a steering object rather than a steering crown. You don't know which this castle is.
Cool. I guess it probably took Jed like a few minutes to read all that.
Yes, the text is quite large, so it's kind of hard to stare at it and like get the words sometimes. It's like, oh,
I have to use
that's
both
just a
hands
big
to turn the
letters.
page.
Yes.
Like,
Yes, you do.
While
and-
Jed's doing that, maybe we wander back in.
yeah,
Sure.
I'll use
I'm
a
pro-
sending spell once I read. Oh, if you're here anyways, whatever. I don't need to.
I'm going to say you probably walk in just as you've turned the page and you're reading the last little segment of
Yeah.
it. And
All
you see them
right.
walk in.
Well,
I do want Chauncey to have given Adrien the pipe smoke or the smoke pipe or whatever, and be like, when the time's right, give it. I don't want to say that sometimes a bribe is a good way to make a better friend, but Lyla's a bit of a materialistic woman sometimes, so try to get into good graces, please.
I completely understand. Thank you, Chauncey. Oh, by the way, does Adrien walk in as Jedidiah, like tear out the pages?
No.
I did that a while ago.
Yeah, you
Okay.
walk in as he finishes reading up the article on moving the castle.
All right. Any good news, you guys?
It's a bit of a mixed bag, really. So, found some goodies first. There's some spell scrolls. You can have these. I already copied one of them down, but here you can. Those are all for you, pal. And otherwise, good news, bad news. Maybe we can steer the castle if we're looking for like a big important room with like a globe or an astrolabe or some important construct. Or we're looking for a crown, in which case we're just kind of fucked. Because if it's a crown, we can't use it. But if it's not a crown, then we can use it. So
Okay,
that's the news.
well, for one,
Lovely.
thank you for this. Thank you for the scrolls. The second part, I guess we should start looking for a master room or something of that nature.
One
Some
room
sort of
left.
throne room, bedroom, something like that.
Oh, there's one room left here that we didn't check out on this floor.
Well, hopefully it's that one, because if it isn't,
Did any of the giants downstairs have a crown on?
No.
Okay. Well, none of the giants, their corpses were wearing crowns, so that's a good sign.
So far.
Think positive.
Well, let's gee up in.
So as you approach the final door and open it, it seems to be a chapel. Stained glass windows letting in light. very cathedral-like with some pews big enough for a giant. At the end is an altar, and above the altar is a gigantic head carved from marble, decorated with precious metals and gemstones that leers down. If anyone would like to make a religion check, they may.
Ooh, I'm good at that one.
I'm good at religion.
That is going to be an 18 for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an unnatural 20 for Jed.
I rolled a 6, so I only get a 14.
This is actually surprisingly easy, so all of you get this. This is the All-Father Anam, the father of all giants, and they're not quite one true god, but the god that all giants pray to. Only problem is, when Ostoria was destroyed, Anam renounced his children and left. However, worship of him is still prominent within giant culture.
Is there any... can I cast Detect Magic? Spot? Magical.
Sure, you can cast Detect Magic.
Perception check? Does anything look like the thingy what we're looking for?
Make a perception check. I will say there's also 2 doors on either side of the altar.
It's
Oh,
probably...
Lord.
So your detect magic does not turn up anything. The sconces on the wall are magical, but it's probably a continual flame spell.
Probably, I don't see any. Chauncey's got his big, like, Ghostbuster Detect Magic goggles on. And he's like, I don't really see anything.
You also would see, like Jed saw, the magic coursing through the castle, the transmutation magic that is making it fly. Lyla, what was your perception check?
21.
There does not seem to be anything that would look like
Nothing.
anything that would steer the castle, given the information that you read in the book.
Well, door number 1 or door number 2?
2, I guess.
It sounds fine to me.
In we go.
So you all push this door open, and it leads to a very large bridge, covered bridge to another whole section of the castle. Beautiful sort of colonnade that lets the wind sweep across the bridge. It is loud out here, like it was with the gazebo, with the wind roaring. And as you look to your left, it seems both doors lead to this bridge.
Well, this is scenic.
Cool.
Definitely
Well.
seems important.
Let's cross the bridge.
We're taking the bridge.
So you make your way across this lovely bridge. The room you find yourself in is very large. It's divided in half, but it is open to the air. The sort of windows don't have glass in them, and there's tons of them, almost as if it's a colonnade. There is a staircase going down and a staircase going up. On the sort of left-hand side of the room, there's a fireplace and a small sort of gathering of chaise longues and a little coffee table. And on the other side is a more formal table. It looks like, I think, Chauncey, you might recognize this sort of setup. It's low tea and high tea. It seems to be a tea room. And then there's the staircase down and the staircase up.
Well, here we go again.
Do we want to go to the top or go to the bottom?
Ain't that always the question?
I say the top.
All right.
Sure.
All right.
Lord knows how much these storm giants love their heights.
All right. So as you climb the stairs, it seems this floor has the bedrooms on it. You can see through some of these doors, beds. However, there is one room that has a double door that opens up. You can even see through. It has a balcony off of it, a beautiful canopy bed, tons of different frames, as well as a large globe standing in the center of what appears to be intentionally tiled, a sort of ring of where the tiles curve to make a sort of circular space in that part of the room.
Ooh. I think we hit the jackpot.
Is your detect magic still? I think your detect magic would
It
probably
lasts
still be up.
10 minutes, so
10
yeah.
minutes. Yeah. You see the ball of this globe glowing with transmutation magic. The magic swirls in ribbons down into the floor and shoots out to the rest of the castle.
Ooh. I'm gonna go over. What's between us and this thing?
Actually nothing. Off to your left, off to your right is a vanity and a door that presumably leads to a washroom. It's a small wooden door. There's the balcony in front of you, which the globe is in between, and then off to your left there is the bed, some end tables, a wardrobe. There are also tons of paintings on the wall. There is also a painting. Everyone notices this. All the paintings are paintings of the family, the children, the father, the mother. But the one hanging over the bed is just a goose wearing a crown. And yep, you can walk up to the globe. What would you like to do?
I mean, magic items are kind of my bag, so
Can I do an Arcana check on the orb?
I mean, sure, if you want to. Also, detect magic. How thick of stuff does it need to be to not recognize something for no particular reason?
Oh, I forget. I think it's like 5 feet of wood, 2 feet of
1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
An inch of metal. Okay. So you don't pick up anything else.
I got a 19.
This is probably the device that would be used to steer the castle. Pretty easy to recognize.
Yeah. I was hoping that it would I would be able to figure out the instruction.
Well, can
So
I?
whatever.
give it a go.
I'm just gonna. Chauncey's gonna be like, I mean, no point in taking around. I'm gonna experiment. I'm gonna try to using a tool. But how do do we need the key? I'm just gonna look at it and try to suss this out too.
You do not see a keyhole.
Okay.
Actually, Chauncey, yeah, Chauncey, maybe Lyla, but Chauncey, make me, trying to think of what check it would be for this, as, I'm sure you are investigating the key as well as let me look. I feel like it's just missing some checks or actually just make me a general, I would say intelligence check because this is you're used to working with things like keys and locks and things like that. So give me an intelligence check with your proficiency.
Intelligence check with proficiency.
Yeah, it's not going to be a skill because like the skill is just
Okay.
weird.
So with proficiency, that would be 14 plus 14 on the D20 plus an additional 8 is 22.
You look at this key, the way that it's designed, this isn't a door key. It's probably the key to either a chest, a lockbox, or a safe of some kind.
Called it.
This isn't the key to a door. This could be a key to a chest or a locked room or a safe.
Interesting.
I said I thought treasure when I seen it. Seemed like
There's a treasure somewhere in this castle. We just need to find it, but we also need to move it. I'm gonna touch the globe. I'm just gonna touch it.
All right. Instantly, strangely, as you touch it, it connects with your magic because you have spell slots. Instantly, you seem to become the size of a giant. In your mind alone, you look down and see yourself standing there, eyes glowing, hand on the orb. If you expend a spell slot, depending on the level, you can change the direction of the castle, you can change the speed of the castle, and you can propel the castle forward. However, that's only going to work for a short period of time. If you were a giant, you wouldn't need to do this. But because you are not a giant, you need to spend spell slots in order to do so. So do you want to spend spell slots, and how many do you want to spend, or of what level?
I mean, I don't really use them that often. I only went through 2 in all the fights we've had today. So I'm going to spend a 2nd level spell slot. And terrain-wise, I want to start moving this castle away from this town.
All right. So as the magic leaves you, the castle rumbles and shakes. You feel it. You don't quite see it because of the swirling clouds, but you feel it move, turn, and begin to move at a very slow pace, presumably away from the town if you have your directions correct. And as you kind of disconnect from it, you still feel the castle moving.
Oh, I think he done it.
That is a trip.
It was very strange to feel like a giant, to feel connected to giants. But you have successfully begun to move the castle.
Should we see if there's a lock that key fits in downstairs?
Would it be downstairs, though? Can I
Well,
investigate the room?
Here?
Yeah, roll an investigation check. If anyone would like to help or provide guidance or anything like that.
Sure.
I
Oh,
don't really have that ability.
So I get help, and anybody throwing guidance?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll give you a guidance.
Thanks! I rolled 12 on both. That's great. Plus 3 off guidance. So 15 plus 8 is 23.
All right. You look around this room, and you once again see the singular goose sitting on a golden egg with a crown on its head above the bed. That painting is in a really weird spot, being above the bed, and it is also the only painting that does not have a giant in it. And given the information you were told about their obsession with geese, and the fact that the end of the key is shaped like a goose.
gotcha.
All right. So it's going to take a bit as you all climb up onto the bedposts and manage to move this painting. This painting is about 10 feet wide and 13 feet tall, and sure enough, behind it, there is a keyhole for a key.
Hey, there it is.
Hey.
Come
So
on.
sorry. I take the key and I put it into the keyhole.
It fits, and you turn it and you feel the tumblers turn as the safe pops open.
Finally.
Cool.
And as you all manage to pull the door open, inside, you see several things. You see a very large, what looks like a javelin, where its tip is shaped like a lightning bolt. There is a set of half-plate armor, only the top half, that appears to be made out of some sort of silvery metal, but it sparkles as if it's moonstone. There is a large bottle, several large bottles a coil of rope, a very large shield with an eye painted on it, a staff, or well, a wand, but it would be a staff to you, a wand that appears to be made out of silver, where the end branches out into crackling lightning. Several swords, 2 other suits of armor, a pair of boots with wings sewn onto the side, and a large rug.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic and assume all of these are magical, right?
Most things glow. I will say the tons of coins and tons of gemstones do not glow, but most of the other things glow.
Well, we found some treasure. How much, Lyla, how much golden gems are there over there?
About 100,000 gold pieces and about 100,000 gold worth of various gems.
Whole heck of a lot.
I mean, if you'll give me a little bit, I can identify these items to figure out what they are as well. It'll just take a while. Does someone? We should also probably. We're having this conversation. What, on top of someone's bed, or like crawled on the bed,
Possibly in the safe as well.
in the safe? Yeah. We should probably figure out where we're sending the castle. I just started moving it away from the town.
I would say, is there an ocean nearby?
I mean, technically, if you count the open air as ocean.
I do, yeah.
Well, I was thinking that we could put it over an ocean so that it doesn't like the lightning produced from this doesn't attack anyone.
I'd be more concerned about the giant killer bird.
That we just killed?
No, I mean the other giant killer bird.
Oh, the rock.
Blew us up here.
The other giant killer bird. Yes.
So is there anyone that is in the safe? Like standing in the safe?
I'm standing in the safe.
I am.
All right. So as you all are inspecting these items, I'm going to roll some real quick. Chauncey, you are standing on the rug. The rug is unfurled and laying flat. Your foot begins sliding as you realize the rug itself is tugging, flapping. You also watch as about 5 of the swords rise into the air and 2 of the suits of armor get off of their stands and begin to pull weapons. And that's going to be where we're going to end the session for this week. So join us next week as they have to fight for their treasure, literally fight their treasure. So join us next week as we try and gather all of the shit from the safe. And I will see you all later.